And when we whoop enough ass, everybody gonna get in line and do right.
All right, peace and blessings, peace and blessings. Assalamu alaikum, shalom. Welcome everyone. We are back. We are live. We are continuing our topic that we had last night. Although we are going to be looking more at the monetary system. Yesterday's program was Trump and the American people, and we're still going to get back at that. We'll probably deal with that some more on Sunday, but today we're going to be dealing with this banking crisis. Some of the information that we talked about yesterday. I got a few messages that they wanted us to expound on some of the things that we had talked about. And so we're going to use today's program to do that, to expound on what we talked about yesterday and to as well go deeper into the areas that we talked about yesterday as well. And so we have Brother Isaiah with us right now. Sister Cassie will be joining us. Just running a little bit behind. I want to say peace and blessings and welcome to Twin Pyramid. It's good to see you, Twin. And Earthman, peace and blessings. It's good to see you as well. And so the program tonight, we are going to be packed, but we're going to be talking again. We're going to be talking about this banking crisis that is right on the horizon, if not yet already into effect. So, Brother Isaiah, you are the money man. You were the first person to let me know that, China economy is in a crisis right now. Brother, are you able to expound on that? And also, I want to welcome Brother Willie Rivers to the program. Peace and blessings, Brother Willie. We're glad you're here with us as well. Brother Isaiah.
I'll try to give a little bit of clarity. Um, but as you know, in a socialistic versus capitalistic versus a communistic society in which China exists, meaning that the power is concentrated within the hands of a few. And in other words, fuck the many. There has been a lot of news coming out of China in regard to the youth, poverty, joblessness. You're talking about a 60 to 70% rate of joblessness amongst the youth. They have a situation where there are 12 million graduates every year and a population of 1.5 billion people that when they graduate from college, universities, or whatever the case may be, they can't find a job. Their women are being worked as slaves, not only work slaves and the men, but as sex slaves. Real talk. Not only that, you're looking at a people who are producing buildings that are on the verge of collapse because they're using and abusing the powers Chinese uh, um, within the Chinese society um, in making bridges and roads and buildings and skyscrapers that damn near are falling down. They are so far away from what they used to be. That is, they are being known now as as a society of robbers, society of people who produce shoddy products, scheming, conniving, running games on people within their own society. and they are producing gold bars that are inside of the gold bars are nothing but uh, steel. But they're using some kind of a compound that make it look like gold, make it look like silver, and they are just out of control. Their stock market, when you go and invest in the stock market, there, not in America, not anywhere else, the Chinese people are limited to their own stock market. The government runs that. So when it seems like it's going up, everybody get all jittery and nervous, and they want to participate because they are getting ran down by their own government in this fake ass stock market that they're running, and they're borrowing and borrowing and borrowing and borrowing and borrowing money. Their apartments and condos and all of that are not selling. It's just a hot mess. So of course it's going to explode on itself. And I say this for the last thing. I can't think of the name of the company, but they went public on a New York Stock Exchange. Now, you know, we have a very strict SEC rules that must be followed. If it's not followed, you get delisted and you get arrested. This company, it's not, oh man, what that internet, uh, the Chinese guy, I can't think of his name, but very famous. He has a company, but not that company. It's another one. And they went public on the exchange, I think on the New York Stock Exchange. And then sooner than you know, they took the money and run. They didn't have any earnings, any reporting, no nothing. So of course, America made China. And if you look at the deeper meaning of that, it means that we own fucking China. You got to understand the tentacles of America is so fucking deep, man. It's so fucking deep. And it make it look like China doing this, and China, man, BlackRock itself, even though they cheated, itself is worth $12 trillion. Amazon, uh, from the last time I looked, worth $2 trillion. Apple is worth about $4 trillion. You get where I'm coming at? These companies that are issuing out paper that has products backing it that makes it valuable are more valuable than some of the smallest and even the perhaps biggest GDPs of countries. That is astounding to the amount of wealth. And if you look at the Dow Jones Industrial Average, 30 companies since 1980, not 1980, I'm sorry. Since 1980, when Reagan came into office, initiated a policy that got us out of that deep depression of the Carter years and allowed America to flourish. And now, at that point in 1980, the Dow Jones was at about 250, 300. Now look at this motherfucker. It's at 42,000. You know how much fucking money and wealth that was generated from that? Just on these motherfucking 30 companies? It put the value of those 30 companies $500 trillion, nigga. At least. At least. And we're not talking about the whole gamut of the companies that are on the New York Stock Exchange, over-the-counter market, and the American Stock Exchange. And just to be fair, the American Stock Exchange was merged with the OTC. So now you just have those two, the New York Stock Exchange and over-the-counter market. But it's just astounding the amount of wealth that America had. Ain't nobody touching that nigga. Ain't nobody touching it. I'm proud to be a capitalist, and I'm proud to be an American. This is our shit. And this is a black man country. I don't give a fuck about what somebody else say. I can come with the evidence. King James started this motherfucker. We created the stock market in Europe. Europe is a black man and woman territory. Every fucking square inch and square mile on this bitch belong to us. It's just unfortunate that right now, and I'm closing it out, that these raggedy ass fly children of ours are at the wheel. And I throw it back at you.
All right. Thank you, Brother Isaiah. Peace and blessings, Sister Cassie. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Thank you. How's everybody doing?
All
Sister
right.
Kathy, what's up, baby?
What's going on?
You got it.
I want to welcome Earth Angel 1105 Remix to the program. I want to welcome Zaneta to the program. Nene, peace and blessings, cousin. I want to welcome Valerie Johnson Filson to the program. Peace and blessings, cousin. We're glad that you all are here with us. And again, we're talking about how to survive the banking crisis. Yesterday, we talked a little bit about this, and we got a lot of mail asking some very serious questions concerning this banking crisis. As Sister Cassie, before we get into the questions and more deep into the topic, what are your thoughts on this banking crisis that we're going to be talking about?
Get your money out. Get out. Get out. Remember that movie, y'all? Get out. Get out. There's other places where you can put your money instead of in a bank, because they take your money and you done worked hard. That's a hard-earned money. You guys should be putting money in other places. And I'm gonna tell you, I was just looking up Coinbase, and they have like an account, a USD account, I think it is, and that thing it grows, you know. So why not put it there? You know, that's just a start. But there's other places that you can, you know, put your money. But I would definitely not. I mean, if you want to buy some gold and silver, I did silver. I don't know the price of silver right now, but when I was buying it, it was only like $20, you know. So I think it's what, ooh, God, $40, I think maybe right now. But there are other places where you can invest your money besides a bank. And I would never hold money just in a bank. You know, if you have a safe, put it in your safe at home. But yeah, I wouldn't have, I mean, very little in a bank. If you have to have an account, which you can have an account, because if you're going to go to other countries, you'll need an account, an American account, for your stuff to be deposited there. But just to be deposited, and then you take that stuff right on out. But I mean, I would love to know how to invest in brick. I have other, like dong. I have Vietnamese dong. I've invested in other rupiahs. You can do the rupiah. You can do the yen. You know, there's other places, and when they revalue, then you can get that, you know, that extra little money from there. But there's other places to put your money besides an American bank. You know that they're falling. Get out.
Now, one of the things that we did discuss yesterday was that by 2053, the black wealth, median black wealth would be zero, according to what the government put out and some private entities that put out. They talked about in there, you have the cost of college being so high. You know, some, even a rinky-dink college can cost you, you know, $250,000, $500,000. You know, you're looking at $500,000, you're looking at $250,000 just to go to school. But then you got to pay off that debt, and then you're not bringing in enough money that really makes it, you know, where you can look and say that, okay, it was worth it that I went to school and got this degree and I'm making all of this money, but you're saddled down by a whole lot of debt. And I do remember that when Obama was president, they paid their student loans off once he made it into the White House. Once he made it into the White House, then of course their economic picture changed overnight. Not that you get a whole lot of money from being president, because you really don't. But the things that opened up doors. So he wrote a book, best-selling book. You write another book, best-selling book. She writes a book, money. I mean, money starts to come in. You get paid for speaking engagements. money just come in. You know, you go speak at this convention, you charge them, hey, it's going to cost you, $50, $60, $100,000 for me to come speak. And they're going to pay this money out. So positions allow you to be able to bring in so much more money than you would regularly make. So when we're looking at that, I don't know, do y'all remember Andrew Yang when he was running for president? And he said that America has to enact a type of national fund where you just, you paying citizens, even if it's $1,000 a month, you got to do that because the way AI is coming in, and you're going to be losing a whole lot of jobs because of AI and the robots coming in. So it's going to eliminate a whole lot of jobs. And now you got people who are unemployed, people who are unemployable because they're not in with the coding, they're not in with the programming. So you can't just have all of these people without anything, So he was saying, let's start it now with $1,000 a month. And certain cities have a program like that for economically challenged people. They're running these tests just to see, is it sustainable? Will the people that's getting these funds do good by these funds, or will they just blow it off and waste it? And so I think this is a red flag that the bell is being rung, but people are not paying attention to the bell. They're not listening at the sound because it's definitely going off. What's your thoughts about that, Sister Cassie? Do you see that a national income would really be beneficial? What do you think that they would do when you have all of these people who used to work McDonald's and used to work in the gas stations now, and they go in, they got automation going. Yeah. You even have to talk to a person now to get your gas or to get your fast food. What do you see?
I believe that in the future it's going to be a stipend, and I think they was kind of doing a little bit of that when the C was here. The big C was here. Okay, I think that's when they was trying it, and they saw where people didn't want to go back to work. People was staying at home. Remember, because they was getting those big checks back in there. They was really getting some money, and people was like, I ain't going back to a $10 an hour job. People was like, people don't want to work, so they stopped it, right? But I don't like it if a government is going to have total access to my funds. I don't like that part, because if it's another pandemic and they, hey, everybody, you get blah, blah, blah. And for the ones that didn't get it, you get cut off. I don't like that. And I think that's where we're going eventually. I do believe that that's what's coming. All of this money being sent out and, they was giving money out like candy, right? And didn't Trump just stop that money? He just stopped it in Chicago. Was it Chicago or New York? New York. He just stopped it. He said, okay, this is it. Last month that they getting that little check, that little, DBT card or whatever card they was getting, that money card. But I do believe it's coming. But I don't like it because I don't want the government to have so much control over my money. I think that's very dangerous when they have that control. They can give it to you and that's what I think they're talking about, the wealth. You know what I'm saying? Is when they are, you won't own nothing. You won't own a house. You won't own your business. You won't own anything, and you're going to love it. That's what they were saying. They've been saying, right? How is that going to happen? How is that going to happen? How are you going to take somebody's house that's paid off? Because here you don't pay your taxes, you lose your house. But in other countries, you don't have taxes. Once you buy your house, you pay it off, it's done. You don't have to keep paying taxes. That's something that America has, and other countries don't have that. But I do believe that, it's coming to that. I do believe that.
Definitely. Brother Isaiah, what's your thoughts? You think that's going to happen?
Yes and no. I say yes because the tentacles and the claws of the global elite that we all know now exist with the Jews that were given out and the corralling of the population and American around the world and the plan that West had and the whole nine. You know the story.
Mm-hmm.
But and this is a but. I'm putting it on the table. Take it for what it is. If what is being planned by the Republican Party that has a mandate to control of the House and the Senate is true about what will happen, and allow me to go to the share screen.
Go ahead.
Hold on. I'm going to go to your. Hold on. Did that? Yeah. Oh, here we go. See, I'm going to go to your WhatsApp and I'm going to read it off. All right, hold on. I'm going to read off what was presently sent on X talking about Nessera. The debt jubilee because of illegal banking and government activity that happened in Iceland to get rid of all the bank people's houses were if you had a debt on it or mortgage that was forgiven, you owned your house, got free, land free, everything. Abolish the IRS, create 14% black sales tax. America has always existed on that. We didn't need no income tax or whatever kind of tax. Increase benefits for senior citizens. Return to constitutional law. Hold on. Return to constitutional law. That means land law, not maritime law. Reinstate title of nobility amendment. That means that if you have a uh, 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 a law degree, you can't run for uh, president, you can't run for senator, you can't run for nothing. You cannot be tied to any nobility at all. New elections within 120 days, that's going to happen. And election integrity monitoring, create rainbow currency backed by precious metals. Real money, I'm sorry, is gold and silver. It has always been like that, will always be like that. Abolish the income tax, prohibit sale of birth certificates. This is what I was mentioning to you, brother Marie, as property bonds. Because if you look at your birth certificate, your name is in capital letters. Initiate new U.S. Treasury banking system. That is in full effect. I've seen the guy that's the head of the Federal Reserve now of the corporation saying, "Well, I'm not going no damn where. You can't get rid of me." Now, well, we're gonna see. Eliminate Federal Reserve System, restore financial privacy, retrain judges and attorneys in constitutional law, land law, cease all aggressive U.S. military actions worldwide, establish world peace, release funds for humanitarian purposes, and release patents of suppressed technology, meaning we're going back to natural cures. They even got a med bed where you can get in. If you got anything wrong with your DNA, it fixes it. Now, I don't know how it works, what it is, how it is, but I have seen it. And you get rid of, whatever, um, what's the word for that? Whatever malady that you may have or malnormalcy, something like that. I don't know. But we're going into, hold on. So we're going into let me say this one. I show this one, but we're going into the golden age of America based on what I'm seeing. Now, we got to realize too that the original Constitution drafted by the founding fathers was written in this manner. Number two, the Constitution for the United States of America. You can see the United States is in small letters. Three, the altered version read the Constitution of the United States of America. It is the corporate constitution. It is not the same document you might think it is. Capitalization, an insignificant change, not when one is referring to the context of a legal document. It isn't. Such minor alterations have had major impacts on each subsequent generation born in the country. Number 5, the new altered constitution served as the constitution of the corporation, which went bankrupt in damn, and I'm about to say 2016, I think it was, or 18, somewhere around there. The new altered constitution serves as the constitution of the corporation, not that of America. Think about that for a moment. I refer you to the United States Code, note the capitalization, indicating the corporation, not the republic. Title 28, 3002, 15 ABC. It is stated unequivocally that the United States is a corporation. Incidentally, this corporate constitution does not benefit the republic. It serves only to benefit the corporation. It does nothing for you or me, and it operates outside of the original constitution under the republic. And number 8, what the Congress did with the passage of the Act of 1871 was create an entirely new document. That's a fact. A constitution for the government of the District of Columbia. The kind of government they created was a corporation. So with all that being said, and with the and with uh, the eradication of DC, you don't even see that on the map anymore. And the fact that that the DC was the military arm, the banking arm was the Bank of England, and the spiritual arm or whatever the religious arm was Vatican. You had that triangle, one from America going up to bank to England, and then down to Rome and Greek. Wait, was it? It's in Rome, right? The Vatican. It's in Rome, yeah. And going back to DC. That was the hellified triangle. And now all of these people, if they're not dead by now, they will be dying. So in between now and the inauguration day for Trump, I am seeing a vastly different America. Now, will it be the most perfect, nation in the world? No, because we're still gonna have people who are killing each other. You know what I mean? But the idea is that we'll be operating under, I'm gonna say it, under a more just system, not the corporate system, but the republic, and that is a big hellified difference. And I'll throw it back in.
All right, thank you, brother Isaiah. When we look at investments, well, first I want to say this because Earth Angel says that she says I think that's dangerous. What are some of the things, Earth Angel, do you think is dangerous about it? Because when we look at the, I guess, universal income, and Sister Cassie, when you were saying you don't trust it, you're talking, I want to make sure I'm understanding, because you're talking about the universal income as well, right? That you don't trust it.
I don't trust giving them permission to give me my paycheck. If I made my money, I want you to keep it the way it is, and I want control over my money. I don't believe in this government. This government, okay? The one that hung black folk, the one that bombed the cities, the one that did Black Wall Street. I can't trust him with what I'm earning over here. I can't trust him with my investment. I can't trust him that they're going to do the right thing by me. They've never done the right thing by Black people. So no, I don't believe that they should have authority over what I'm given every month, because they're trying to do, like, for instance, if you owe a bill, they're going to take that out, pay them. So if you're going to say, hey, I don't owe JCPenney's, I don't owe them anything, too bad. They say you do, they're going to take that, pay them, and give you the rest. Let me pay my own bills. I'm not a child. I can control my own stuff. And I believe that they're trying to get to the point where they're going to be controlling a lot of stuff, food and everything. That's why they've been burning down these little places. You've been killing the animals. You've been burning down the barns. You've been burning up I believe that they're up to something. And I think it's very dangerous if we sign on to that. We're going to be sorry, because they can't be trusted. Cannot be trusted.
And I see what Earth Angel says, the control over our income, the
Mhm.
past volume. So
Yeah.
y'all are right on the same
Mhm.
message. But then the question comes, then what if we're not going to trust, and I'm not advocating that we do trust them, I'm not, but I'm asking the question. If we're not going to trust them to give us our money, and what are we going to do? Right? Because somebody could look at it and say, well, look, the people that's on welfare get their money every month without a problem.
Okay,
And
but it's been times when they didn't. Okay, I've seen times when they didn't. A whole, this was maybe about 5 years ago, and they was on the last bread. Okay, and they was going up there wondering where's my check, and they said, oh, somebody moved the basket into another spot. Then what kind of lie is that? I've seen them try different things over the years. I'm still not convinced. No, hell no. You don't touch that. I don't agree with that at all. At all. They're past what we can do. We as Black people can start investing in silver right now. We can start investing in silver. We can start investing in different, like I keep telling you, different little investments. We can start doing that now, and we support us. It's been Black Wall Street was done like that. Well, how was Black Wall Street built? It wasn't built by the government doing anything. It was built by Black people coming together, pulling their monies together, like that project we're talking about, that BP 2025, talking about just Black people, just Black folk. We ain't talking about nobody else. We don't need nobody else. We need our monies because we're worth what, 1.2, $2.2 trillion now. We have money. We just gave Kamala how much billions? Okay, we gave her a lot of money. So you mean to tell me we couldn't put that toward our manufacturings? Because we need to have our own manufacturings. We need to have our own farms. We need to have our own stuff. And this is the time to do it. We don't have to rely on the government for anything. As long as we got each other, we're supporting each other's business. We're supporting each other's everything. Black. Blackity black, black, black. Not one red cent goes to them devils. And that's how we do it. And we start now. We start growing stuff now. And we put our guard around it. We put our security around everything. We build our own cities. We stay on this side. We build a wall around all of it. You stay on your side. You come over here. We're going to handle some business because we know they cannot be trusted. I do not believe. I don't. We can start learning some new trades now. Why can't you get into AI now? Why can't you get into cyber now? These are jobs right now that's going to be for the future. Okay? You can have your own businesses. We don't have to go to that McDonald's with those robots. We can keep it old school in our area, taken care of. We can barter. Okay, what's wrong with bartering? That's what it's going to come to. You cut down that tree for me, I bake you a cake. I'm just saying. We just barter. Right. We can barter. That's what they used to do back in the day, right? We're going to have to get back to that. I don't need to trust them for nothing. We have to build in our communities. That's what's going to help us to sustain.
So let me ask you a question, because I've been, at work today, but I've been studying different videos on the crash that happened before and what Warren Buffett and all these people are saying. And we'll get into some of those videos, but this is a question that definitely has to be answered, because all of us on this panel agree that the dollar is going to crash. Is that correct? We all agree with that, right? In Isaiah. Okay, so we all agree with that.
It done already crashed.
Is there anybody in the chat that disagrees with that think the dollar will not crash, that it will be good, still good to go, and worth a whole lot more money than what it's worth today? Because since we agree that it is going to crash, right, it means it's going to be worthless. But when we invest in the stock market and buying the gold, the silver, and this uranium or this, that, and the other, all of that is tied to the dollar. So if the dollar go boom, the stock market going to go boom. You ain't got nothing, Because even if you were one of the ones that, you know, say, hey, send all my gold to my house, and you got your gold in your house, and you hungry,
You're gonna barter. I got some silver over here. You give me a loaf of bread, and I got some silver. You can get.
But this is the question, though.
Mm-hmm.
Who is honestly going to give up their food for a piece of metal that at the end of the day, it only has value as to what we assign to it?
Okay. Well, even with that, they did chickens, they did eggs, they did animals. It's not just about the gold and silver. There's other things of how you're going to barter to be able to eat.
No, but we're dealing with if we're investing in the stock market,
Mm-hmm.
and that's connected to the dollar.
Mm-hmm.
And when the dollar go boom, your stock market go boom. Is linked, right? So for those who got their gold and silver
Mm-hmm.
at home,
Mm-hmm.
so they ain't got to worry about have somebody send it. You know, they got theirs already at home. When you take that silver bar or that gold bar and down to somebody who grow their food and say, I'll give you this gold bar for some of that food. And they say, no, I ain't gonna do that because that gold bar is not valuable to me. But
the gold isn't. The gold is not, isn't it not backed by money? What's it backed by? It's backed by something else, right?
What is gold backed by? It ain't backed by nothing. It ain't backed by nothing. It's everything.
Back in the day, that's what they used before they had money. They used gold and silver, didn't they? Used
gold and silver because they said this is valuable. So they said this is valuable and this is worth this amount of money. And so they took that and said, okay, well, you give me that, I'll give you this. And then, you know, country said, well, we're going to put our dollars connected to the gold. So you can have a dollar, and I wish I had my wallet down here because I have a dollar mm-hmm. that says pay to the bearer on demand, you know, $1 worth of silver. Mm-hmm. So that's what gave the American money its value. Mm-hmm. Now there's no link to that, to no gold or silver. And in this example that we're talking about, mm-hmm. even if you got silver or gold and you bring me that brick and I got food, uh-huh. that gold, that silver is not more valuable than the food.
And I understand that, but you can also invest in, say, for instance, you're going to need like generators, you're going to need other stuff. And I understand you trying to just put it on money. Okay, it may not be connected to money. It's got to be connected to some other stuff that you're going to need. You're going to have people that's going to need matches. You're going to need propane. You're going to, you know what I'm saying? It's other stuff mm-hmm. that you can invest in even now, and you can store that stuff up now. So when people, if I have propane, you have food, you need my propane, I need some food. You think you're not going to give it to me? You understand? Right. So this is stuff that we can invest in right now. Medical, you have vitamins. I have painkillers. Okay, well, I need a vitamin C today because I'm feeling a little. If I have even if I have a chicken, okay, mm-hmm. we're gonna have to get back to that. I believe it's going to get back to that. So mm-hmm. even now, you can invest in stuff that you can barter with. Okay, you understand what I'm saying? Because if you're saying that eventually all of this is gonna go, okay, exactly. But while I got it, I'm gonna start buying up some stuff that I know mm-hmm. that's gonna be needed down the line. You understand what I'm saying? So if you buy batteries, somebody buy batteries, another person buy candles, another person buy medical equipment, another person buy ibuprofen, another person buy you see where I'm going with this? Okay, so we're gonna all eat because you're gonna have something I'm gonna need. So I'm gonna come over there and offer you some batteries, and you got some candles. Give me some of them candles, or give me some of that kitty litter. You just never. That's how you start doing it now. So when we say investing, we don't necessarily just mean money wise. Okay. Invest in some medication because it's going to happen. Nobody knows when, but guess what? I have an emergency kit. How many got your emergency kit? How many got your bug out bag? I got it in my car and in my house. So if I'm at work, I got my bug out bag. How many have told people, hey, meet me so-and-so, if anything ever happens? We're not doing that. Why not? My family knows where to go. You understand what I'm saying? So we have to start doing stuff like that. It's not always about money. It's going to be about stuff that's needed. Generators. Okay. You can get a generator or a battery pack. You can buy those now for what, $20, $15. You can stack up on that. You can buy $200 or $300, $400 worth of battery packs. More than that. I'm just saying. I'm just trying. Or bullets. You can stock up on bullets. You understand? Everybody gonna have a gun, right? You can stock up on that. And so when people come, oh, Maurice got bullets. Let's go over there. I got some batteries. Let's go and barter. So it's not going to always be about money. So let's just get that out of here. I want you guys to think beyond money, because it's not going to, like you said, it's not going to be of any use. But while you're making it, find you several items that you can invest in. You can start canning your food. You can start getting canned goods. You can start investing in water. You may have water. Maurice may, you know what I'm saying? So you may have tuna. You just start investing in other things that's going to be important to be able to survive, because it's coming. You're not selling those Patriot 25-year supplies for nothing. I got that too. Don't play with me. You could even sell that. So, okay. So I don't want people to think it's just about money. And we was telling you, that's not what we mean. So I'm glad you asked that, because it's not just always about money.
Definitely. Isaiah, you wanted to chime in?
Yeah, I believe in what Sister Cassie said. It's always been a bartering. Am I saying that right? Bartering.
Bartering. Yes, you said it right.
I'm done with that. But it's getting kind of late. It's time for me to go to bed.
Yeah. What time is it over there? 8 o'clock. Oh my goodness.
Ooh, I be in bed by this time.
Oh my goodness! You know what?
I be stressed out. Next thing I know, the TV is looking at me. I'm like,
oh my goodness!
You don't turn the TV on.
And everything. Oh my God! He's such an old man over there.
Wait.
We do not put him on no security at night.
Hey, you can forget that. He'll be, I got it. No, you don't. No, sir. No, you go to bed. It's Biden. It's 7:30. What dad go to bed at 7:30, 8 o'clock?
My eyes are thin now.
Oh my God! They said Biden was in the bed at 8 o'clock. The world
not 8 o'clock.
Don't call back.
Like 9:30. I've been in bed, stretched out.
So yeah, you can't do
this. Anyway, I'm going off topic. But anyway.
You sleep.
Look, I can feel the tension, you know what I mean? Not just here, but in general. And I want to calm it down a little bit and look at it from a fresh angle, and to allow just plain old common sense to take root and to take sway from our mind. I mean, it's good to, for me, I put everything on the table, examine it, and take what don't seem to be no damn sense off the table. And what is left must be true. You know what I mean? That's just how I operate. So with that being said, I want to say that if, this is the if, and it's a very strong if, that what I just read off of the Nesra happens, the old money is going to be changed over 1-for-1 for the new money. So I don't think we have to worry about, that. And if America lives up to its true ideology, its true purpose, and based on what I read in regard to the takeover that took place in 1871, and all of the things that I talked about on Nestor Gestra list of benefits, then we're looking at a very, very strong America that has been robbed from over 130 years ago, 1871. I don't know what that is. 1971, 30, 150 years ago. If that is true, then we are looking at a lot of money that is going to be put into each and every citizen of America. We're looking at, and this is what I'm saying, we're looking at food prices, not going through the motherfucking roof, housing prices, gas prices, all of that, going back to the 1950s with money in our motherfucking pocket to boot. Don't worry about it, because if, and this is just me, I'm putting it out on the table, don't worry about it. But it would be best, as Sister Cassie said, to just be prepared. You know, I mean, if you're living in a tornado or what is a tornado zone, dumb enough to build a house there, then you're going to do whatever you need to do in order to protect yourself. If you're living in a flood region, you got to do whatever you need to protect yourself. You got to get your insurance, flood insurance, whatever else, you know, hurricane insurance. You know, I mean, just common sense thing. And you know, I talked about this with Brother Maurice and Sister Kathy personally, and I know beyond a shadow of a doubt that what we talked about in regard to XRP, in regard to, and this is just me, LVGI, and what that means, because I'm looking at the fact that now the Republican Party has a mandate. They're going to make marijuana in all 50 states legal. That means for LVGI, at a price of 0.000456, somewhere around there, that motherfucker's gonna go through the roof. And XRP is just gonna go way, way past BTC, Bitcoin.
All right.
And the reason being is that Bitcoin, to settle its transactions across the globe on this ledger that they're talking about, it takes 10 minutes. With XRP, it takes 5 to 7 seconds. They're getting it to the point now where they only take about a second or two, and it might be lower by the time they get it all straightened out. You feel me? So the paper money is not going anywhere. That's and backed by gold and silver, which is what we're going to be looking at in America. Now, I don't know about anywhere else, but the transactional ledger that's going to be taking place with XRP is going to be not instrumented. It's going to be, is that instrumented? Yeah. It's going to be applied to every country so that there won't be a need to transfer, you know, dollar to yen, yen to yuan, yuan to the pound or whatever other currency that that particular country uses. It's going to be all done on a ledger, fair and square, transparent, and with God's speed, and like 2 seconds at the best when it get all said and done and prepared. So with that being said, I am saying, like we talked about, Sister Kathy and Brother Muhammad, that this XRP, however you like to use it, yeah,
Y'all gonna go get it.
It's gonna be off the fucking chain, because this is what it's at. I mean, fuck what color you look at, what race you want to say you are, white, black, Indian, yellow, green, blue. All that shit don't matter, because at the end of the day, what the fuck are you doing with your money? If all you got, let me, I want to make sure. Yeah, 50. Hold on. $50 gets you 100 coins of XRP, more or less. About 90 to 100 coins, because they're going about 55 cents a coin.
61 cents.
And 51. Oh, okay.
61.
So it's about 90, 98 coins that you can get for $50. If you ain't got $50, you know what? Just kill yourself.
Oh, don't say that.
Just kill yourself. Pray to God you come back, nigga, and just
Isaiah.
no, I'm being serious. When I'm on this motherfucker, you know I'm dead serious.
You can't tell people that.
Just kill yourself. Just
No,
off
he don't mean
yourself.
it.
Get the fuck out of here.
He
You done
don't mean
fucked up.
it.
If you ain't wait. If you ain't got $50, you 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, if you still here. If you ain't got 50 motherfucking dollars to invest for your future, then you done fucked up.
I
Now,
tell
I know
y'all what.
motherfucking well that individual, whoever it may be, are spending at the very least $150 on some funky ass lottery ticket, or $100 every month, or maybe $100 a week on cigarettes.
I hope not. But you know,
On you know what I mean? I don't know. I'm just saying.
but you know
Or
what, Mark?
beer.
Even what you saying that idea, I don't think America's gonna be that generous. You giving them
Why
a
not?
lot of power. I mean, I'm
Mm.
talking about when you said, "Oh, if the money is gonna go down and groceries gonna go down." I don't believe that. I don't.
Well,
Our
look,
history dealing with these
I'm
people,
only giving you
they
my
want you to have
perspective.
absolutely nothing.
Right, but I'm giving you my perspective. I'm saying
Mhm.
if everything on that list happens, even like 75% of it,
Who wrote that list?
oh,
White
I don't
folk.
know. I don't
I
know.
ain't buying that.
Don't,
I
don't go there
understand.
with me.
I
Don't
have
go
to
there
know.
with me. Now,
If
don't be
you tell
shy.
my some white folk
You're
wrote
just
that
trying to make
list,
it hard. You're just trying
no,
to make it hard.
no,
That's all you do.
I want you
No.
to understand because you're giving them a lot of credit. I don't want to sell false dreams to people because we know how America is. And if it's
Right.
going to serve black folk, honey, baby, you already know. Okay. So
Uh,
let's just not, and I understand, I hear you what you're saying about the Nasara. I've heard several things about that, right? But
right.
when you talking about them being fair to black people and you being fair, them being fair to let us get, if they don't have to, they won't. You understand what
Well,
I'm saying? So I know what you're saying, but I don't think his food's going to go down that cheap to where everybody. I don't believe that. I think it's going up now. It's higher, it's high as it's ever been right now, and I don't see it coming down.
uh-huh. Well, I want to address Lucretia. I'm joking a little bit, but then I'm not joking. If you've been working 20 years and you can't come up out your pocket for $50, then you done fucked up.
Well,
That's just
say you have
that's
single
just straight
women
the fuck
raising
up.
kids. So
But
I understand what you're saying.
look,
You have single
no.
women
I'm
raising
not
kids that
buying
don't
no
have.
excuses, baby girl. I'm not buying no excuses. If you really want to make it, and I've seen and heard young people, 16, 17, ain't got a damn dime, ain't got a damn dollar, ain't got a damn nothing. They ain't got no they house to live in. These young black men and women went to Harvard and Yale on a full ride scholarship, and now they making money.
Okay,
So
they
I've
went to
seen,
Harvard and
hold
Yale.
on,
We
hold
talking
on.
about
I've seen
single
and I've
mothers with
heard,
babies.
and I look, no, wait a minute, baby. Even my own
Y'all don't mind
mentor,
Isaiah.
John Rogers,
He
started with
he
nothing.
grew up with a silver spoon, y'all. Don't
No,
mind.
no,
Shit, you sitting up there
that's not
talking about
true.
you talking about single
That's
women
not
with
true.
babies. I understand, Lucretia,
All I'm
what
saying is
you saying.
you got to be aware. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, we
Because
aware.
if you're not, then what's the point of even trying? You just going around in circles. You got to be focused. You got to be determined. I've seen people go from nothing, literally nothing, to being millionaires. If not
Okay, but
millionaires,
they had nothing
at
at
least
first.
comfortable. At
They
least
had
comfortable.
nothing at first, though. Okay, and I understand what you're saying, but my thing is, start with $20, you guys. If you guys don't
There
have
you
50,
go.
start with something. If you can get your hands on $20, go buy $20 worth. Okay, we're not, and I understand because I know a lot of single women with these babies, and these men ain't helping. They going off with Tracy now, and they having babies with Tracy. So you stuck with 3 or 4 yourself. So I understand. We have to give people mercy and grace. We have to understand what black folk going through. But if you have $20 extra, okay, you get your paycheck, go get $20 worth of XRP, you guys. Start
And
somewhere.
what you just said, Sister Cassie, unity. Why can't you not take 2, 3, 4, 5 people together with $20, $100? That's 200 coins. You feel what I'm saying?
I understand what you're saying.
Right. So
I
that's
understand, but
the problem we
until we
got.
get there, some people
Yes.
don't want to do that. Until we get
No.
there, take your $20 and go buy your own.
No, shit, $20. Shit, I can go to the movie.
You ain't going to no movie with no $20 there. Movies better not be $20 there.
It's $20. It's about $20 here. So,
How is it $20 there and it's $20 here in America?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. It's
Shoot,
real cheap here. I done showed you that a salmon from your fingertip to your armpit is $25. You think I'm bullshitting? Just wait until you get here. We got a whole freezer.
I don't like salmon, so I won't be eating salmon.
Well, you'll be eating something.
I eat
Whatever you want, we'll
no
find it at the fish place. We're gonna personally go there. You're gonna personally pick out whatever you want, and then we'll barbecue and have us a nice time. All right, brother Maurice and sister Kathy. I'm telling you, when you get here and you try that juice, shinola, you ain't gonna want to go back.
Okay.
Man, you be like, fuck this shit. I'm staying right here. All right, cool. You think I'm bullshitting? I'm not bullshitting. I'm telling you. That's the reason. That's one of the reasons why I'm fucking here. When I got off the plane, I kid you not, I felt the earth, the country, the mother grab me and tell me, welcome home, son. I'm telling you, it's going to do the same thing.
Okay.
Welcome home, son. Welcome home, daughter. I'm telling you. But I'll throw it back at you. I think I done covered it. Yeah, all right, bet.
Lord have mercy. All right, so we want to go and we want to talk about, because yesterday we talked about what is called bail-ins, that they passed a law that the United States government will no longer bail out banks and companies that are too big to fail.
Mm-hmm.
If you're a bank and you're about to go down in the ashes,
you're done. That's how a lot of companies going down right there.
Now there's a little, I would call a trick with that, because when they passed that bill, and I'm looking for, I got it in one of these tabs over here. But when they passed that bill that says the government will no longer bail out banks, they put a little trick in there, like they did where they said slavery will not exist unless.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so now they got it that the federal government will not bail out banks, but you are now allowed to take that money out of the bank accounts that people have in your bank. Now, this is they updated the Dodd-Frank Act, and the financial reforms under the Dodd-Frank Act eliminated bailouts and opened the door for bail-ins, which allows banks to convert debt into equity and to increase their capital requirements by taking the money that you have deposited in the banks. Now, can you imagine? I know we don't want to imagine that this, will be the deal, but it's law now that the banks, they don't have to ask you, can we take your money? They can just take your money to pay off their stuff so that they don't fail. And so you go to sleep thinking you got money in the bank, and you wake up in your account, your savings account, your checking account
won't be mine.
Gone.
Yeah.
And then, you need to go file with the federal government because we needed to take that money. And I don't think that people really understand that these banks don't even, they operate as if you need them to survive.
Right.
Opposite, when it's really the opposite way around.
Right.
Without your deposits, they can't go lend nobody no money. Without the things that you bring to the table, but they don't treat you like an equal partner.
Nope.
They treat you like you're nobody. How far do you think, Sister Cassie, that will go? How many people need to wake up and say, damn, my money is gone.
Hmm.
And then they get told, well, we had to take your money. How
Hmm.
long do you think that will happen before people rise up and start killing people in the banks?
Exactly. But my thing is, you know that that's a possibility of happening. You don't leave a lot of money in your bank. You don't. You maybe $100 here or two, but no. You get paid. You move that money. You put it where it needs to go. Okay.
Mhm.
Whether you invest in it, whatever it is you're doing, you have some money in your house. You're supposed to have some cash in your money in your house, but you don't ever have just 10,000, 20,000, $30,000 in the bank. That's just crazy, because you know at any point that can happen, and you're gonna be sorry. So my thing is, if you're hearing it tomorrow, you need to be going to the bank. This is why when you go to the bank and you say, "Hey, I need to borrow $20,000," they don't let you get it today, do they? They say, "Oh, you got to come back next Wednesday," because they don't have that much money in the bank. People don't understand that. But my thing is, if you know what's coming, go out, go get your money out. You got a safe in your house, put a safe under the floor, do something with it. Don't have all that money stashed in the bank. No.
Mhm.
Mm-mm.
Definitely. And Brother Isaiah, what's your thoughts on there?
Yeah, I agree. It's just a matter of um, I don't know, honesty, integrity, whether that is being put forth and forward in this new America that's being formed. Because a bank only lend you money when you don't need it. I know that for a fact. You know what I mean? And as far as Black America goes, it's like pulling out a wisdom tooth. You'd be hard pressed to try to get any kind of money from a bank. But when a white person goes in, you know the deal. So, but after this America gets put into place and all of that, we'll see. I'm not going to say one way or the other, but we'll see whether or not it pans out to be better than what it was under the demon rat. You know what I mean? Because I was talking to a brother a long time ago on this program in Chicago, and I was telling him, why the fuck would you want to be a Democrat? At the party of the KKK and the party of this, and on top of all that, why would you want to associate yourself with a motherfucking jackass? Are you a jackass? It's just unreal that the symbol that they use is what all of these fucking jackass Democrats are all about. And you see a lot of people offing themselves, killing themselves. And I just read about a story of this guy uh, because Trump won. He offed his whole goddamn family.
Bye. Oh well. That's for us to
Mm-mm.
be worried about, because you know he's
You
white.
know they were. You know
So
they
who
were
gives
white.
a damn? Go ahead and
You
kill
know
all
they
of
were
them.
white.
Go and kill the neighbors too. Get the
Yeah,
whole
but
block.
these white folks done lost their goddamn mind.
They crazy.
But yeah, the bail in the bailout, yeah, it's gonna be what it's gonna be. Now, the idea is that before, if you're too big to fail, that would be too much of a burden upon the economy because a lot of people would be out of work. But we ain't seen shit yet. Wait until this stock market crash happens.
You
It's
know,
gonna be it's
That's
gonna
why
be
you're
10 times
supposed to
worse.
take out. I believe in taking out some of your money. I don't believe in leaving it all in the stock market either. If you know that you have a certain amount, and when you've gotten some, take some out. The class that I took, it was like you set a limit, then you didn't go under that limit, and whatever's under there, you take that out and keep rising. But you don't just leave indefinite there. You have to be wise, even with the stock market. You know it could happen. So why would you leave millions of dollars in there? You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? And then it does crash, and then you lost everything. Now you got to jump off a building. No, you have to use wisdom, even messing with that stock market. You have to use wisdom.
Now,
Some are
if
going to
you
be
can't,
in there, and other people play the trade game. They trade every day. What they win today, they take it out today. Then you go back tomorrow and you do it again. That's the way I would love to play the stock. I'm not going to leave mine in there indefinite. And then you get all up here and then you hit the bottom. I don't know. That's crazy to me. No, we're not doing that.
yeah, let me say this, Brother Murray, I'll throw it back at you.
Okay.
If you can't buy gold, actual physical gold or physical silver, there are companies that are mining gold and silver, so you can buy those shares too. So that's just one option. I'll
Well,
throw
even
it back.
with the gold and silver, silver is what I looked it up. It's only $30. You can buy silver $30, and you can buy $100 worth every pay. Or buy one every pay. You still building, okay? You
Well,
building.
you know what?
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what? I was just thinking too. It just came to me. My mother will buy bags of silver. So silver dime quarters and all that.
Yes, you can do that too.
Yeah,
They have that
yeah,
in Money
yeah.
Market. Check on Money Market. They have all that on Money Market. That's a
Right.
good. That's a place where I bought mine. Money Market. You go out there and you buy in your silver. You could get like you said bags of dimes, nickels. Why not? You want to have something to barter with. If it comes to you bartering, you'll have something to barter with.
But just make sure those bags of silver. You're not taking them quarters out and spending them like a quarter.
Okay. Wait. Well, when you get broke, remember them silver dollars you used to have?
That's silver, motherfucker. That's silver.
You remember the little dollars you used to have?
Mhm.
They're like, oops, damn, oh, shit. Give me my money back.
All right. So I want to welcome Sister Lucretia Johnson to the program. Peace and blessings. Welcome Brother Donald Muhammad to the program. Peace and blessings. We are glad y'all are here with us. We are talking about how to survive the banking crisis. And so I'm sharing screen right now from the Nelson Nash Institute. And it talks about from bailouts to bail-ins, understanding the Dodd-Frank Act. And what is crystal, one thing that I want you to be able to get and understand is that these people on Capitol Hill, they pass laws and we don't know a damn thing about it until after it's done. And sometimes you don't even know about it until a calamity happens and then you stumble across it and it's like, oh shit, this is the law now. So we're going to just go over a little part of this, and I'm glad you're here, Brother Donald, so you can give your input on this. So, and I'm not going to read the whole thing, but just a few parts out of it. On the surface, the Dodd-Frank Wall Street Reform and Consumer Act 1 of January 21st, 2020, the most sweeping overhaul of financial markets since the Great Depression, was created to provide increased protective regulation in order to strengthen the financial markets in case of another 2008 type crisis. This new law specifically involves increased capital thresholds for financial institutions, mirroring the cross-border framework and requirement of the Basel III International Reforms #2 that was formulated for the banking system of the European Union by the Bank for International Settlements. Now, this is very, very, very critical that we understand that this law that they wrote is based on the European Union, how they operate their banks. Because if you remember in 2008, when we had that crisis, it did affect banks in Paris, in France, different banks in Europe. And so their thinking is that we set it up in a way that it doesn't destroy other countries, that we can be able to keep as much of the destruction in-house as much as possible. So that's their thinking. But you also got to remember this when we're dealing with these people, and of course we're talking about white folks. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad said that the white man in Europe will trick you 100% of the time. The white man in America will trick you 90%. So when you're dealing with that big devil over there that will trick you 100% of the time, you should definitely be on guard. And so when I was first reading this and I saw that this was connected to the European Union, automatically bells and whistles going off, bing, 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 bing. As they say, the devil is in the details. And unfortunately, the American populace don't even know what the hell is going on. And those that's in the banking industry know what's going on, but they ain't going to tell you. They ain't going to tell me. They ain't going to tell us. Why? Because then we would see and understand that our money in these banks are not as safe as they say that they are. They're not. And what they want to prevent is the masses of the people waking up, running to the bank and taking their money out the bank. But in reality, it really needs to happen because the proper relationship to a bank we have to have. And right now, we don't have it. Because in reality, we should be treated as shareholders in the bank instead of quote unquote customers or quote unquote customers that don't freaking matter. We should honestly be treated as shareholders, because if it wasn't for our deposits, they couldn't do business. But they are so disrespectful to us, and all of this needs to change. And so again, so that y'all can get the act and read it yourself, because I really advise everybody to get this article and read it and do your research in it, and you will see how dirty and nasty these people are and how they want to continue the point of ripping you off that you don't even understand what's going on. So in here where it talks about, and again, all of this is law, and they're breaking it down. You know, I wish they would have put it into common everyday language, but it's written in the banking language and the legal language. So you need a dictionary to go through to make sure that you understand it, what they're saying. But they understood from 2008 that too big to fail, that the American people were not going to continue putting up with bailing out Wall Street and screwing over Main Street. They understood that some of the people would rise up and start burning that shit down because you helping them while they're the ones, the Main Street is losing their houses and can't pay their bills and can't feed their children. But these big executives are coming home with all of these $1 million bonuses and all of this, and don't nobody go to jail. But they get big bonuses, but nobody go to jail. So they understood that, and they say, now we're not going to do no more bailouts. We're not going to do the bailouts. We're going to do bail-ins. We're going to make sure that when it happens, it's not going to be very well known. This banker hit it and take their deposit and then send the people to the federal government to claim their insurance. And then, if it's under $250,000, yeah, y'all get your money back. But anything over $250,000, you just out of luck, because the government only insures depositors up to $250,000. Now I gotta find the part. I did have it highlighted, but I guess when I moved it, it went away. Because in here, it talks about that the American people should really be aware, but because Here we go. The masses, let me make this a little bit bigger because I want you to understand. And remember too, the enemy say, if you want to hide something from black people, put it in a book because they ain't going to take the time to read it. It's time to prove these crackers wrong. We will read because every evil deed that they have done and that they plan to do, they done wrote it down somewhere. And we have to be ready to read it and find it. So the masses, it says, the masses of society still remains uninformed regarding the particulars of the Dodd-Frank Act, even 5 years since its enactment. But financial experts and economists who understand the details of this law are beginning to voice their doubts as to whether all this excessive regulation is warranted, or even if it can actually be enforced without creating an even more detrimental hazard to the entire economy at the time of the new crisis. Now, at the time of the new crisis, what they're fearing is when everyday Americans wake up and understand that their money that they had in the bank last night is gone, and they can't feed their family, they can't go put no gas in their car, they can't give Johnny and Billy no money for their lunch money, that's going to cause a problem. That's going to cause a problem. They're going to march on the banks, and the bank ain't going to be open. They're going to be looking for who are we going to hold responsible. Because somebody got to be held responsible. Do y'all remember, Sister Cassie, you remember when the school shooting happened, right? And the police refused to go into the school, and them parents were so pissed off that they went to the police house, and the other police had to come out and protect him because they was going to drag his ass out their house. And see, and this is what I was telling Ellie, our friend over there in England, the difference between the England people and the Americans, because the Americans have a history of rising up and take action. They have a history of rising up, take action. Look here, it was America, the first country to drop 2 nuclear bombs. America. So you dealing with a people who will real quickly turn that table if you don't understand the time and what must be done. So they know that when this crisis happens and their money is just taken, and they can't do what needs to be done for their own family, somebody is going to die behind that. So they're worried that when this crisis comes, how are we going to handle the violence? Because the police may not be able to stop it. This is a real reality. Let's continue. At this point, the only example we have of how a statutory bail-in would actually work are the results of insolvencies of 2 largest commercial banks in Cyprus, which occurred in March of 2013. In the end, only one bank was actually shuttered, and minimal taxpayer money was required. Consequently, government and banking officials were quite satisfied with the results of the bail-in process, except that the shareholders, the bank depositors, and the Cyprus economy did not fare too well. What does that mean? I mean, these are the ones, the shareholders, the bank depositors, and the Cyprus economy didn't fail to, because those were the losers. Those were the losers. And I'm telling you, they're setting us up to be losers. And at this point, it is our obligation to say, y'all got to change this shit. Y'all got to change this. This ain't going to work for me. This ain't going to work for us. Because we don't get treated. Look, the shareholders get a check when it's come time to pay out the dividend. We don't get no check when it's time to pay out the dividends. Hell, even if we go in what was the overdraft status, they quickly define us. They don't give you no break. So we got to be wise of what they're doing and how things must change. Sister Cassie, let me bring you and Brother Isaiah in. And, what are your thoughts thus far? And I'm going to just say, this Cyprus situation didn't end very well at all because the other bank eventually collapsed as well. And we got to realize that not only did Cyprus economy collapse, the Greece economy at one point in this recent time has collapsed as well. So what are y'all thinking on this, and how do you see the collapse happening in America?
So let me take a minute. Thank you. Look, I'm going to go to the share screen because I really want to, because you hit on white folks and all of that. I don't know if you saw this on your WhatsApp, but it's 13 minutes long. I'm not going to play it that long, like 3 minutes. All right. So hold on. This is what our ancestors thought about these raggedy ass motherfuckers. All right. So if they thought that, I think that. All right. So here we go.
And Brother Donald, we're going to get to your question as soon as this part is over.
Our ancestors had already knew, they've always known who the Antichrist was. Okay? It's unfortunate that we, their descendants, made the mistake of not knowing who the Antichrist is. Okay? Now, through the ages past, the white man had made you believe that it is black people that are Antichrist. And that is why they came out with a picture of a white man as the Christ and the black man as the Antichrist. That's the devil, obviously the Antichrist. So the whole world grew up with the knowledge of black man is evil because the devil is black. So when you see the painting of the devil, immediately when you hear devil, what comes to mind is a black man with horn and a tail.
Hold on.
This is what comes to mind immediately. While you're growing up in your childhood, if you dream and see a black man in your dream, you say you've seen a devil. You saw a devil with black, the man is black, or he was wearing a black cloth, and he did this, he did that. So we grew up with that notion that the black man is the Antichrist and the white man is the Christ. The whole of the continent of Africa, the whole of the melanated community, we grew up with the notion of the black man is the devil. So we look down on ourselves, we look down on our potentials, we feel that nothing good can come out of a black race because the black man is the devil. The black man is the Antichrist. And we look at the white race with high esteem, okay, with high esteem, because we feel that the Christ is a white man. Look at the painting of the Christ, always with a white clothing. This was how we grew up, and this was the picture that the world presented to us as the melanated community. To the point where we don't believe in ourselves anymore. We accepted what they told us, that our ancestors were the devil. And for us, it is for the grace of their Jesus that we are surviving, because their Jesus loved us so much. Okay, so they made us feel that it is the white man who had come to die so that the black man can live. But in all the situations and the dealings that we have been seeing around the world, of all the connection and relationship between Europe and America, we have never seen where Europe and America sacrificed, gave themselves up for the black race or for Africa to survive. It has been Africa who has been the one sacrificing. It has been Africa who has been the one giving themselves up. It has been the resources of Africa that have always been going so that Europe and America can survive. There is a book I would want you to check because we are going to pick
Pay
some parts from
attention.
that book right now. I don't know if you've heard of the book, The Image of the Black Western Art. There is a volume 1 and a volume 2. So if you can get hold of that book, it's really good. There's a lot of information that is in there. I want us to step into this a little bit and then we take it up from there, Your Majesties. Now let's look at number 47. King of the Moors submitting to the Antichrist. That's figure 47. Figure 47. King of the Moors submitting to the Antichrist. That's the white man. We've been telling y'all the Antichrist is the white man for years. You Christians have a lack of faith. You don't believe nothing we tell you. Even when we show you in the scriptures, now we're showing you with ancient archaeology. Our fathers always white man is
Brother Isaiah, stop that.
Yeah. Yeah. So the importance of that is really
hold on. I gotta say this. See, because this is very important, and I want everybody to understand, right? Because we're talking about the banking situation, and I'm trying to keep everybody focused on what needs to happen. I don't want to go off topic. I don't want to go away from where I'm trying to get everybody focused and understanding on the banking thing. So the little piece that you're presenting is fine, but it takes away from where
it's very much on it. It's very much on it. And the reason why I brought it, well, hold on. The reason why I brought it up is the fact that these people are so evil. They would do anything and everything to make sure that what they are trying to do in the dark will have you looking at the other end of the spectrum, other than what it really and truly is about. And that's the reason why we got so gullible in regard to the jab, that we just want to believe that our government wouldn't do that shit, or that white folks wouldn't do that shit. You feel me? So these people are truly the Antichrist. They are truly the opposite of what is good. They're bad. What is right, they're wrong. And that's the very reason why we're living in this white man matrix, because we are so consumed by the misinformation and the disinformation that they are so good at projecting and making it look like they know what the fuck they doing, that they have allowed us to get away from our ancestors. And if all we gotta do is just turn back around and pay attention to our ancestors and do what the fuck they did to them, we wouldn't have these motherfucking problems. There's a old African proverb that says, when two brothers fight to the death, the stranger in the middle get the key to the fucking house. We cannot afford to be disunited. That's what the fuck this thing is all about. I'll throw it back at you.
Thank you, Brother Isaiah. And I want to, before we get to Brother Donald's question and comments that he wrote, I want to finish this part off too, because I want you to see it in writing. I don't want you to just take my word for it, but I want you to see it in writing. Here we go. So it says, from the latest news from the Cyprus reported in a Wall Street Journal article 5 late last year, is that the existing shareholders were almost completely wiped out. So these are the original shareholders. They were almost completely wiped out from this bank. And 21,000 bank clients, people who put their money, deposited their money in the bank, who had deposited more than 100,000 euros, saw 47.5% of their unsecured savings converted to equity, making them 81.4% owners of an insolvent bank. Unfortunately, the bank is now teetering on closing permanently if they can't get new infusions of capital to keep the doors open. But what the leadership for the bank can be expected from depositors turned shareholders who really only want their money back. So
But this happened in 2013, right? So it got to be, it got to be done and over with by now.
It's a done deal. It's over with. People lost their money. They by their money being taken, then it made them shareholders, but they didn't want to be. They wanted their money back.
Right.
The original shareholders were wiped the fuck out. They were wiped out. So they converted their people deposits into equity. And then that made them shareholders. But you ain't profiting nothing. As Brother Donald said, when you put your money in that bank, it no longer becomes your money. And that's why they can take it and use it as they see fit. Brother Donald also asked a question that I want us to deal with because I think it's a very, very important question. He says, let me go to it. My question to the panel is, why is Trump announcing building reserves in Bitcoin and not real money, by definition, gold and silver? Is he protecting the Federal Reserve and nothing has changed? Who want to go first? I'll answer it last, but whoever
you just want to cheat and take iron.
I go first, it don't matter. It's just up to y'all.
Well, go ahead, bro. You got it.
All right. Well, this is my thing, and because I'm not a crypto guy. I don't believe in crypto and all that because it's no different than the dollar. It's backed by nothing. It's backed by nothing. So it doesn't make sense to me as a country. Why would you be building up that versus gold and silver, as you had already pointed out, that's something that is seen as valuable? Now, my thing would be, and maybe Isaiah know the answer to this because I don't know the exact number, but when they went into Libya, they stole a lot of gold out of Libya. Now, I don't know the amount. You know the amount, Isaiah?
It's too much. Yeah, no. I think with like 20 tons or something like that. I don't know, but it was a lot.
It was a whole lot.
Yeah.
A whole lot of gold was stolen out of Libya. A whole lot. Right. Now, I don't know where it all ended up. I'm quite sure.
You know where it ended up. It ended up in white folks' pocket.
Huh?
It ended up in white folks' pocket.
Exactly. That's for sure where it ended up. And I want to say this as well, because it really saddened me when I learned of how the whole damn thing went down through Gaddafi's son, Saif Gaddafi. Now this nigga, he gets up and want to hobnob with white folk. He get with Hillary Clinton and talking to them, and they like, yeah, well, we could be friends, y'all. Y'all let us in, and we can be cool, and everything will be all right. He come to his daddy, hey, Dad, look here. We can fix it up with America, and we be best boon coons, and ain't gonna be no issue. Farrakhan said to him, Brother Gaddafi, I wouldn't do that. America has never forgotten. These white folks haven't forgotten what you've done and what they accused you of.
And they never stick to their word.
Do not trust them. He patted the minister on his knee and was like, don't worry, brother, I got this. I know what I'm doing.
And then
next thing you know, we looking at Gaddafi on the video dying.
Yep.
Because you can never trust them. You can never trust them. And
They are the
His
Antichrist.
son.
The Antichrist.
when his son brought it to him.
He didn't correct his son. He didn't say, baby, I know them people. He didn't educate his son. We have to educate our children so that they'll never forget. God told us, never allow them to forget. That means you training them up, and you always going to always remind them how dangerous they are. You can never believe anything that they say, ever, because they're going to always renege on it, ever.
And then
But
you
we're
see the
not
look on.
training. And why would you listen to your son? Why?
And our
You've been dealing
ancestors
with these
more.
crackers all your life, and you're gonna listen to your son? Your son don't know. These Gen Zs or whatever, they don't know nothing. You've been trying to tell them something, they trying to tell you, and I just look. Okay,
Kumbaya.
do
Kumbaya.
do you? But I'm gonna stand over here while you going over there following them. I'm going this way because I already know them crackers gonna get you.
Oh yeah.
When I see a group of them Gen Zs going that way, go the other way, because they're gonna get them, because they're not smart enough. They're not used to them. They don't understand them. They forgot. They was never taught how dangerous they are.
Exactly.
But you're gonna follow your son. That was not wise right there.
Nope.
That was not wise. It must have been time for him to die. I'm just saying. Your son gonna come to you and say, "Oh, Daddy, they changed." What? And you gonna say, "Yeah, they have."
Well, all I know, guys, is that we need to listen to our ancestors. I don't give a fuck what somebody said, what nobody said, what anybody said. If they look to them to be nothing but a bunch of fucking flies, and their children maggots, and we're bees, you better motherfucking pay attention and don't deal with these motherfuckers. If you do deal with them, keep them close, but your enemy closer. These motherfuckers will always be our enemies. Always. They have yet to change. We've civilized these bitches 3 times. Egypt, Greece, and now. And they ain't changed not one bit. They are the living embodiment of the 7 deadly sins: greed, gluttony, sloth, envy, pride, wrath, and lust, motherfucker. They ain't changing. They're nothing but a bunch of fucking flies that land on shit. That's it. And once we began to see that for what it is, we'll be cool. I'll throw it back at you, Brother Murray.
Yes, sir. Thank you, dear brother. And did y'all want to add to this thing about Trump putting more money in crypto versus putting money in gold and silver? What's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, well, hold on, baby. I'll say this. Fuck all white folks.
You know what?
And Trump too. Shit, fuck it.
Sometimes they try to make it look like they're doing one thing and they're doing something else. You don't look at what he's telling you. You look at what he's doing. You don't ever look at what they say. You look at what they do. A lot of them white folk, they getting out. Like, what's the rich man? He getting out. He just sold so much of his stock, right? Why? Y'all have to understand. Look at what they do. Don't listen to what they say. They ain't saying everything. They gonna show you. So you have to understand. Is he buying more gold now? Is he buying more silver now? I know what he told you, but what's his actions? That's what we have to look at. So it could be okay. He doing it that way. You put in a little bit of over there at the Bitcoin or whatever, stock exchange, Bitcoin, whatever. But most of it should be in your silvers. Buying your little coins, like we said, your little bag of coins. You buying that. That's what I think. Because why would you announce that to everybody? You gotta have wisdom when you're dealing with them. If they going left, you go right. Period. That's how you deal with them.
There you go.
Exactly. And Brother Donald, I'm reading the article that you sent me. I'm reading over it, trying to go over it really quickly. But one thing that we got to know and understand, right, is this. We're living in the fall of the white man's world. That's an actual fact. Ain't no ifs, ands, and buts. We're living in the fall of the white man's world. I don't want us to get so in tune with the things that they use to run their world, because their world is falling. So what they claim is valuable may not be valuable in the world to come.
Right.
So we got to always be thinking and remembering that. Because if we line up with what they say will keep you safe, when they going out, then that going out will be, we be going right there with them, because we done tied lockstep. We got to remember that. We got to be preparing for the world that's coming in.
Yep.
The world that's coming in. And trust and believe it will not be set up on this world's system. It ain't going to happen. It is not going to happen. This thing will be abolished. It will be abolished. Look here. I talked to a young Christian today at work, and I say, well, when Jesus comes, according to him, he's bringing his own government.
Mm-hmm.
Don't you remember reading that?
That's right. He said that.
Government.
He said that.
Yeah. I said, so if he bringing his own government, he must not be happy with the governance of the governments of this world order.
Mm-hmm.
He must not be pleased with them. So he's coming not to change, but to abolish, to destroy, and set up real government for real governance. He said, well, I didn't think about that, because he was talking about how much he loved the government. But yet that he's a staunch Christian. You can't be.
They don't know no better.
You can't be.
They sitting up there voting Democrats. What in the hell? What in the world? How you gonna be a Christian and you voting behind the LGBT? You got them in your pulpit. Give me a break. I don't believe nothing they talking about. They crazy. You sold out for blue. They talking about transgender homosexuality. You got them in your pulpit. What kind of damnable stuff is that?
Mm-hmm.
You got that woman in your pulpit, Jezebel. What? How does that go? What are you doing? But see, even with that, you have to understand that Africa is the now. Okay, Africa is the now. What are they investing in? What are they investing in right now? Why not invest in a little bit of that? They doing the BRICS, right?
Mm-hmm.
I've been trying to find out, how do we get BRICS?
Mm-hmm.
I would invest in BRICS too. I'm just saying, because that's Africa is the now. And that's where your ass going eventually anyway. So you'll have some BRICS with you. I'm just saying, why not invest in it? Or at least some of them countries over there, Tanzania,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Kenya, Rwanda.
Exactly.
You can get some of their money. Who has the most valuable money? Is it Kenya, if I'm not mistaken?
No, not Kenya. It's over in the so-called Middle East.
Tunisia. Is it Tunisia?
No, it's not Tunisia. It's the
Dubai.
Arab country. Dubai.
Oh, is it Dubai? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I would never go there. So I can't invest with their money. I can't go with. I would never go to Dubai.
No, me either. I watched the video on their ass yesterday.
Huh?
I watched the video on their wicked ass.
They're horrible people. I would never. But I'm just saying, I would invest in BRICS. If I knew how to invest in it, that would be one thing that I would invest in, because I know that Africa is the now, you guys. We know that. Africa is rising right now. Even right now, Burkina Faso, that man is really working his little city out. I would be willing to invest there. I'm just saying, we have to invest our money in those type of little countries, and I've gone to Kenya. So yes, I could invest in Kenya, because I plan on going back one day. I love to visit. I love going any place in Africa. Ethiopia, you get some of that money, but I'm just saying, because it is the now. But I want Africa to have one currency, and I think BRICS is going to beat out all the other monies. So my thing is, BRICS would be something I would invest in.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
They have a Pan-African government over there in South Africa. And this is people from all of the African countries that make up the parliament of Pan-Africanism. And I wrote them a letter trying to get on the damn council, and they were like, "Well, you ain't no elected leader over there in America, so you're gonna have to wait till you win some elections." I said, "Well, okay, don't worry, I will, but y'all get my spot ready."
Okay, exactly.
Black person will be
Exactly.
represented.
Exactly.
Get a slot ready.
Exactly. But let's not forget now, Trump talking about a lot of peace, right?
Mm-hmm.
He talking about a lot of peace.
Yeah.
What's the word say about that?
Mm-hmm.
Peace, peace. Do what? Some destruction, right?
Yes,
everybody calm and they like, oh my God, yeah, oh my goodness, we good now. Y'all, I'm telling you, keep your eyes open.
And I'm gonna say this. Brother Donald says that we understand nothing nothing we see will be allowed in the hereafter.
Mm-hmm.
But as long as we are under this system, our priority is to survive. And that is true. Our priority is to survive while we're under this system. Yep. And in doing so, and Brother Donald, you wasn't here for the earlier part of the program, and I ask you to go back and watch the video from the beginning, is that you got to make, when you're talking investments and things like, you got to make smart decisions.
Yeah.
Because, and I'm going to say this generally, not specifically, but generally, our people don't know how to read the stock market and say, well, let me hold it here for this amount of time, then change it.
Right. They don't know how
to be able to feel that thing and move when it's time to move, or you will be on the losing end.
Yeah. But you can put in stops, and people don't understand that you can stop it. So when it goes when it start hitting, you stop it, you take your money, and you won't lose anymore. But you got to put your stops in. But it'll be investing in the class to understand how to do it. Mm-hmm. We have to start moving into these different realms, you guys. We're so stuck in these non-profitable realms that we're missing money. We're missing money. But we have to begin to get trained in some of this stuff. If if he can do a class and teach somebody how to do it, or sometimes you may have to invest in some money. Terry, trade and travel. I invested with her. I found out how to do. But when they get into them options, now that's a different story. That's Isaiah's thing. My thing, I can do the basic. Okay, I know how to put the stop in, but you may have to spend some money to learn. You guys, we can't hear about some of this stuff and just sit there. You have to open your ears, because a lot of my investments, I'm hearing white folk, they be talking about them investments. I'd be like, oh, okay, I'll be writing them down. Isaiah talk about them. I write them down and go invest. If you don't know how, ask. That's all we have to do is ask. But some of us too scared. I ain't asking them nothing. Oh, I'm going to ask because I want to understand how to do it. Because I'm telling you, Bitcoin, I missed out on that one. That was way back in the day. Remember all the people get rich off Bitcoin? Folks made some money off of Bitcoin. Believe it or not. They made some money off of crypto. When it first came out and Bitcoin hit that, and people was millionaires overnight. I'm telling you. And that was just investing a couple dollars. One man said he invested $1,000 and he hit so big, it was ridiculous. But we have to learn when to move and when not, and when to stay.
Exactly.
You can't just stay and not do nothing and always, well, I wouldn't do it. Okay, you're gonna be left behind. You got to invest something. If it ain't nothing but $100, especially when it's down at the bottom, $100 to take you a long way.
Mm-hmm. And this is what I found, Sister Cassie, where you can invest in BRICS countries.
Oh, you cannot.
Yes, it says you can invest in BRICS countries.
How do we do it?
There are several ways to do so. Exchange trades, ETFs. Okay. You can do it. Mutual funds, individual companies, commodities, real estate, or private equity.
Okay. Come on, we got to do something, fella. This is something we need to be investing in. Even if you got a few dollars that you can put into it. Can you send me that, Maurice? Where'd you find that? Send that to me, please.
Yeah.
Because I want to look at that. Because I'm telling you, that would be something for us to invest in.
Mm-hmm.
We know that is on the move. We know that what they're trying to do. And even if you invest a little couple, a few bucks into it, You know, we spend money, you know, you spending $100 on, you know, gym shoes. Okay, instead of buying them $200 pair of gym shoes, go and invest in some bricks, $200. You never know how high it's gonna go. At least you're investing something, you know, instead of holding on to that American money, because you know it's done. When that American money is done, it's done. A lot of people are not gonna take American money, so that's why you have to exchange it over now. So when you go into these different countries, hey, I got some Vietnamese dong. I can go there and trade over what I got there and still be very comfortable, because you know, I got some. I mean, you have to invest in other countries, but if you can do bricks right now, I would do bricks. I'm gonna look into that myself.
Definitely.
Isaiah, what you think about that bricks? You over there doing something? Okay, go ahead, Maurice.
I was
No, I mean, you gotta get in where you fit in. You know what I mean? Let me put it that way. Because for me, I got to do what's right for me. I like to be as liquid as possible, so that if shit go down, I know I can, you know, get my cash up out of it. You know what I mean? That means stock. That means silver, gold. You know what I mean? You can just convert that shit to cash if you want it, and that's how I like it. You know what I
What
mean?
if, like you said, what if the cash is gone? You got to have something else. And seeing that
Well,
Africa is the now, that's your out. No.
well, I don't believe we're gonna be out of cash. It's gonna be always some kind of uh, leeway to play the game. And, you know, since we are under uh, the Republic now, and that our cash will be backed by gold and silver with silver certificates and gold certificates, I for me, I don't see it. But like I said before, the XRP is going to be the main digital currency on that ledger that is backed by gold and silver, for what I am saying. But again, you know, like we talked about, Sister Cassie, you gotta be aware of what is going on. And when you make your money in XRP, get the fuck out, hold cash, and wait for the market crash to be over with. And when it hits rock bottom, you start buying again. That's all. Just like they did it in the 1929. You know, they were Avon was out, and I would think it was going for like $80 to $100 a share before the market crashed in 1929, and went all the way down to like 80 cents a share. So there was a lot of companies that were available and going cheap. Motorola, no, let me tell you, that's not Motorola. Um, uh, damn, it's some of the big companies, NBC, something along that line. You know what I mean? But I just don't remember what exactly that was. But the idea is that you got to be on your toes. You can't be sitting around twiddling your thumbs and hoping and wishing and praying. Now, that hoping and wishing and praying gonna get your ass in a lot of fucking trouble. And trying to play the Jesus, Buddha, Allah, and Christian gonna get your ass in a whole lot of trouble. You gotta use common sense. You know what I mean? You just can't be up here bullshitting, because once you get caught with that left hook and knock your ass the fuck out, economically speaking, you're gonna be the one hurt, not me, not Sister Cassie, not Brother Don. You better have your shit in order. Your life insurance, your health insurance, your house, or whatever the case may be, and just be prepared, because you just don't never know what is going to happen. And when you are prepared for the worst, when the worst hit, it don't hit you as hard. That's the thing. Be prepared. You know, I got my life insurance. I don't want to think about it, but you know, one day I'm gonna get up out of here. But the idea is still the same. Be prepared for the worst. So if the worst happens, it doesn't hit you as hard. I'll throw it back at you, brother Marie.
All right. Thank you, big bro. We're going to go ahead and move to closing comments. And I'm reading that article that Brother Donald sent me. And man, I wish I had this earlier because I could have really used to put this into Dax Live because this is some really good information.
But go on ahead. We got time. We got time. Go ahead.
You just said you fallen asleep.
I don't matter. I'm here. I just be sleeping, walking. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Somebody said earlier, and I think it was Donald. He said we need to we need to have financial education a priority. We need to make that for us, for Black people. This show needs to go in more into financing to help us understand the options, and how to understand finances. Period. Because a lot of Black people we don't know,
Definitely. So it can happen here. The bank confiscation schemes for the U.S. and UK depositors. So in New Zealand has a similar directive discussed in my last article, indicating that this isn't just an emergency measure for troubled Eurozone countries. New Zealand's Vox reported on March 19th, the national government is pushing a Cyprus-style solution to bank failure in New Zealand, which will see small depositors lose some of their savings to fund big bank bailouts. Open Bank Resolutions, OBR, is Finance Minister Bill England's favorite option dealing with a major bank failure. If a bank fails under OBR, all deposits will have their savings reduced overnight to fund the bank's bailout. Can they do that? Although few depositors realize it, legally, the bank owns the depositors' funds as soon as they are put in the bank. Our money becomes the bank's, and we become unsecured creditors holding IOUs or promises to pay. But until now, the bank has been obligated to pay the money back on demand in the form of cash. Under the FDIC OE plan, or IOUs will be converted into bank equity. The bank will get the money and we will get stock in the bank. With any luck, we may be able to sell the stock to someone else, but when, at what price? Most people keep a deposit account so they can have ready cash to pay bills. So this is a very good document to get and to read and to understand, because when you begin reading the Dodd-Frank Act, it will make sense, because just this little bit of what I read, I remember reading in the Dodd-Frank Act where it talked about converting the debt into equity. And that comes from your or my savings and checking account, that they take that money out and then turn it over. So it's a lot about this banking stuff we don't know that we need to know. We need to begin the process of reading, and so that we can figure out and understand exactly where the trick in the bag is, because there is a trick that is being played. And we need to find out what it is so we don't become victim. We don't become victim of losing our money because the bank took it. So with that, we're going to go ahead and move to closing comments. Sister Cassie, you want to give yours first?
Sure. I hope everybody is learning something. I hope that we are taking things serious and we are beginning to put some things in place. I don't think it's, like I said, I believe that it's going to be about more gold and silver. And of course, that XRP, if you have a little bit, invest $50, $100, $20, and then every 2 weeks put in 20 more. It's 61 cents right now. It was 57, but what can it hurt? You buying them $200 gym shoes, don't buy them this month. Put that in XRP. You never know. I'm just saying, put what you can afford to lose. Not saying you're going to, but at least, If
You
you
have,
see other people doing it, come on, let's jump on a bandwagon. Sometimes it's a good bandwagon. And you're not doing thousands and thousands of dollars. Okay. The ones that are into the stock market, the ones that want to get into the stock market, okay, take a class. I believe in taking a class. I took a class, cost me money to take it, but I took a class. But I believe that we have to put stuff aside as far as for the emergency kits. I believe we should be doing that. I believe we should be storing up water. I believe that we should food, can openers, lighters, matches, propane. I think we should have an emergency kit. I think we should have a copy of our driver's license, social security card, and birth certificate, and put it in a plastic bag, seal it up, or have it covered in plastic in case that bag gets wet. You still have your ID. I mean, it's things that we should be put in place, and this is not stuff that I'm not doing. I've been doing this for a couple years now. I do believe that things are going to change. It's going to be serious. And I just want us as Black people to be ready, because we always on the last end. We always on the end of the stick, getting that toilet paper when ain't none there. You going to the store getting toilet paper. You should have got it months ago. Paper towel, toilet paper, peroxide, Band-Aids, toothpaste, medicines, if you don't have blood pressure medicine or whatever kind of medicine. But I believe everybody's going to lose some weight, so they're going to be not on high blood pressure medicine. I'm just saying, I believe that it's things that we should have in place, medications and everything, stuff that we need to have in place, that we need to put aside. I believe that we need to have that special place to meet our families. You tell your family, if it ever gets to blah, 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 let's meet blah, blah, blah. Okay. I believe you should have walkie-talkies. I believe you should have something other than your cell phones. I think you should have those numbers written down. Instead of in your phone, you have it on a plastic. You put that aside also. So, have your machetes. Have Walmart's have machetes $5. I'm just saying, have some things, some protection. Have, extra bullets. And I do believe that you should stock up on those. And if you can sell it to somebody, because these are things that's going to be needed. And if you can start now putting things together, storing up water. One person store water, another person, you got some chickens, okay, eggs. These are things that we can start doing now. And you see the white folk with farms, they got chickens, they got goats, they got everything on them farms. Why don't we see Black people doing that? We don't see Black people. We see them doing stuff, we laugh at them, but their ass is getting ready, okay? Yes. And I think we should be getting ready too. Okay, and with that said, I hope you guys are learning something. I hope that we are taking some of this stuff and really soaking it up, and go over this video a couple times and start. If you want to know how to do Coinbase, let me know. I'll show you how. I'm just saying, we have to start somewhere, and if we can reach out and we can help some of you guys. Isaiah know how to do. He talked me into another website. I've not done that one because I'm so used to Coinbase. I'm not saying what's better than the next, but I know how to do Coinbase. So if you want help with that one, I'll be more than happy to show you. And with that, I rest.
Definitely beautiful. Thank you, Sister Cassie. Brother Isaiah.
Yeah, it's gonna be one, and somebody got to clean the shit out the toilet. If you don't be on about your business, and you want to be a slave, broke, busted, and disgusted, then stay where the fuck you are. But if you want to make a change, make a difference in your life, I would suggest you do something different, because it is truly insanity that you want to expect, or you expect and you want and you hope and pray for something different, but your dumb ass is still doing the same shit. That's insanity. That is the definition of insanity. Expecting something different, but still doing the same dumbass shit. So, whether it's in a group or individual, we must determine what we want. The promised land between your ears exists right there, between your ears. Not in no Israel, not in no Africa, nothing. Everything that you want in life, you can have it. You can manifest things that you want to exist in your life right here, right now. But you have to acquire knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. More of that. You have to be patient. You have to put your money where your mouth is. You have to be patient. You have to be patient. You have to be patient, because everything happens in good time and in good order. If I want to make a egg sandwich, I have to get up off my ass, grab what I want, piece of bread or 2 pieces of bread and some eggs and pepper and cheese and all that. Manifesting that is no problem. It takes about what, 5-10 minutes, somewhere around there. Now, if I want to have wealth, it's going to take time. You're going to need to get all of your ingredients together. Just that fucking simple. The ingredient for wealth, starting a business with a product or service that people need and want. The other way is real estate. And the other way is investing your money in stock, bond, commodity, future. There's only 3 ways to make it. That's it. So with that being said, you got to make it up in your mind how you want to go about acquiring wealth and to what degree. Be very, very, very specific. I want to have $100,000. I want to have $500,000. Even if you don't see it, you don't know where the hell New York is at if you're walking. But you know you can get there quicker. You can get there quicker. Huh? Oh, yeah, E-Trade. Yeah, E-Trade is another one. You can get there quicker if you take the train. See, but you have to use other methods to get there to where you want to be a lot quicker. You ain't got to go the total way. Multiply your efforts through other people to be where you want to be, and you will get there. And my final statement is, fuck all white folks.
Thank you, brother.
Stay black.
Brother Isaiah never changed. You the same way yesterday, today, and tomorrow. I want to thank everybody who came out and joined us, and stayed with us for 2 hours and 6 minutes on a Monday night when you could have been at home watching the NFL football game. But you know, this was a very
brother Muhammad.
Yes,
don't
sir.
just dare run. we still got that bet on the PlayStation. I'm waiting on. Did you send me a friend request on PlayStation? Was that you?
I don't know what's your
okay, well I give it to you because that game I'm waiting on it. Isaiah Israel.
Okay.
Isaiah please send me that because I'm waiting because you know I'm gonna run you into the ground. If I can't throw it, I'm running. If I can't run, I'm throwing. Go ahead.
Thank you, brother. Thank you. Yeah, we'll do that Madden online and see what you got. Definitely. Again, I want to thank everybody for joining us. Zenaida says she has Coinbase and Robinhood. Got to find her login. Yes, get that. And I want to thank my fellow panelists for their contributions, again, coming out on a Monday. And spending 2 hours, and you know, Isaiah, like he said, he normally be in bed by now, keeping the old man up. But we love you all, and can't wait till we get back together again and have a new topic that we're going to discuss. And I definitely want to thank everybody that's joining us, that's learning. Because it really matters. It really feels good to be able to know that we're doing good, because that's what our aim and our objective is, to do good for our people. This is what it's all about, because we love you all. And we're out here doing what we believe has to be done, because we do have a future. We have a rendezvous with destiny. And the way you see things today, I guarantee you, it will not be that way in the coming future. It is all, as Brother Isaiah say, what is between your ears. All right. Good night, Sister Lucretia. And as we say to everybody, as we always say, you kill the nigga.
Kill a nigga, and you.
I'm going to kill the nigga. Me? Go ahead, brother. Take it.
God shall reign supreme. We are Black First. Today, tomorrow, and forever. Love your family. And
That's
up
right.
until
Love
next week, always 24/7, 365. Stay black.
Peace.
Assalamu alaikum. Love y'all.
So you better get the message and get it straight. You're gonna need some bridge work. It's simple as that. Because we're living in judgment. We're living in implementation.